Ifaremi Olosun. Agogo ń dún kàngókàngó. Ìyá ìlú ń wí tirẹ̀ ó rọ̀ sọ̀mù. Ifaremi Olosun. Àti wá ọ̀dẹ́lé ilé eré ló ti wá òkókó èèyàn ló ti mọ̀. Ifaremi Olosun. Ọlọ́run ló yàn ọ́ kí ṣe mímọ̀ rẹ nìkan. Kò ní ń wọ́, àwọn kì í ń kú. Iṣu kì í wọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ifaremi Olosun. Kò ó sórí ire. Wá dàgbà wá dògbó wá tún lálàáfíà. Ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ Ifaremi Olosun. Gbogbo yín la kí. Adúpẹ́dúpẹ́ o. Lájọ ṣàṣeyẹ o. Ifaremi Olosun. Ifaremi Olosun o kú iṣẹ́.
Now let's get into the different types of Egbe. And I'm not going to go too deep into it. I do want to say that there are thousands of different types of Egbe Orun. Especially when we get into the places that they dwell. So a lot of the Egbe Orun are named after the place that they dwell on earth. For example, like Egbe Orita. Orita means junction. So there are Egbe who dwell in the junctions, who dwell in the trees, who dwell in the oceans, who dwell in the rivers, who dwells at a 4 junction, 5 junction, 3 junction. So it's different, so many types of Egbe Orun, but I'm just going to talk about the main ones that are really main, prevalent, and often talked about in Yoruba land, and that many of us have, but are unaware of. Number 1, I'm going to start with my Egbe Orun. Iyalode. Iyalode is the female leader, the feminine energy of one's Egbe Orun. Iyalode is known to be like the showstopper. When Iyalode walks into the room, the presence is known. She owns the space almost. Iyalode, and it's only women. It's only women who can have Iyalode as their Egbe. They're very well dressed, very neat, very beautiful, well put together, charming. Iyalode they are nurturing, motherly like energy. You'll find that a lot of people come to you for nurturing, for guidance, for advice. You may find that you are pushed, even if you don't step into it, pushed into leadership roles within your community, within your space, within your tribe, within your family. No, maybe not family. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But Iyalode are leaders. They're almost, sometimes they're referred to as like, I guess you could say queens. The feminine equivalent of a king. Strong presence. And why I said maybe not family is because the flip side of being Iyalode, although Iyalode is wealthy, beautiful, charming, leadership, strong, powerful, what else? Iyalode has all of the capabilities of, I guess you could say, very spiritually imbued, because Iyalode have to be able to attend to who comes to them when they are in need. So Iyalode has all of the powers of Iyamiaje, the great mothers, the dark mothers, if you will, dark feminine energy, as well as light. Iyalode are herbalists, they're healers. They're very powerful and spiritually imbued because they are the ones that people come to for help, for guidance. They are the great mothers. Iyalode, the etymology of the word, Iya, as you know, means mother. Lode means like the coming together, the coming together of, if you will, the gathering together. So she's seen as a community figure, the female figure within the community, that all of the community can come together to Iyalode in their times of challenges or need. Now, if you are Iyalode, you will find that because of the leadership role and position that we take. We have a strong presence, you know. Some men, you may find that you have trouble in your relationships as Iyalode because many men don't, I'll say value. They don't value a woman who is in her power and strength. And the men want to be the leader themselves. They don't want a woman who is coming across with that leader type energy, you know, especially when you get into misogynistic, patriarchal societies and stuff like that. So you'll find that some Iyalode are single a lot, or they struggle finding a man that is okay with their power. Okay. Even sometimes Iyalode can be ostracized by their family members because they stand out. They are leaders, you know, so they don't really fit in and mesh in well, even into family settings. Let's go to Ajaguna because it's the masculine version of Iyalode. Ajaguna, they're at Egbe. People who have Ajaguna as their Egbe, their attributes are very similar to that of Ogun, the warrior spirits. And it is only men who can be a part of the Ajaguna Egbe group. Their personalities are like rigid, you know, I would say like stubborn. Anything you just think about Ogun energy. Masculine, rough, tough, militant, strong, headstrong, brute, warrior-like energy. So oftentimes they're also into, they may be police officers. They may be, usually they're in the military, correctional officers. They lead men. So just when you think of Ajaguna, sometimes you will see them referred to as Egbe Jagun Jagun. That's incorrect. It's Egbe Ajaguna. Okay? Because Jagun Jagun are the warrior spirits, but the correct term is Egbe Ajaguna. All right. On to the next type of Egbe. We have Egbe Elerico. Elerico. Or Ele-Echo. I'm going to link all of the different spellings so that you can clearly understand and overstand the Egbe that I am talking about. So right now we're talking about Egbe Ele-Echo. Egbe Ele-Echo is also one of the main Egbe types. They're known to have many children, similar to Iyalode, but even just so many more children than normal. Like when they may have like 8 children, 10 children, a lot of children. Egbe Ele-Echo, one of the key things to take note of is snakes. So if you dream about snakes, big snakes, kind of like the anaconda or I think python, sometimes they appear in that way, like the very, very big snakes. So if you dream about snakes a lot, that is a sign that you may be a part of the Egbe Ele-Echo group. It is a taboo for anyone who is a part of Ele-Echo, that Egbe group, to eat snakes or to abuse snakes or mistreat snakes. They are very wealthy. Egbe Ele-Echo are very intelligent. Sometimes some people will say they have a little bit of Eshu-like energy. I've heard in my research and knowings. So they can have a little bit of Eshu because they're very cunning and smart and intelligent. So a little Eshu-like energy. On to the next one. Olugbogero. Olugbogero is the Egbe Orun that are mostly known for cloth. if you're always, you know, throwing on the rags, throwing on the clothes, you're looking good, you got on good clothes, the newest wares, the name brands, the best materials, the best cloth. This type of Egbe is known to be the very best dressed. I mean, they're just always on it with the clothes, with the cloth. Very fashion forward. Really into looking good, like stand like a superstar walking into the building. For that reason, they can be associated with being vain, like vanity. And more focused on themselves. They're not so much givers. They're not so much like for the collective, they're more into themselves. Some people will say they can come across as being conceited. They will also be the ones like doing makeup at parties, because they'll be into makeup, into jewelry, into fingernails, into anything to do with vanity, and looking good and cloth. Just think luxury, glam, okay? Beauty. Also, shielding and protection. And yeah, on to the next one. The last one I'm just going to quickly mention is Egbe Baale. Egbe Baale is the group that is associated with elder men. Even the term Baale usually is attributed to an elder man who is like a leader within his community. He may be like the Oba, or usually just a male who has a prominent position within his village, within his compound, within his community. So you may be part of Egbe Baale if you have an older, regal type personality. You are an old, well-respected person, older or elder. I think the word elder is better. An elder who is well-respected and acknowledged within your community. If people say that, you're a male who have always had a old man type spirit. So they come into the world. When you come into the world, people will say, he just act like an old man, looks like an old man, much older than his age. You could be a part of the Egbe Baale group. That's it as far as the different types of Egbe. Maybe I'll do a part 2 or part 3. This might end up being a part 2-part video because it's really in detail, the depth. So I might end up doing a part 2 or 3. I'm definitely going to add it to my course collection, which I already have the Oshun Masterclass that you can take at academyorisa.com. But I will also do an Egbe Orun Masterclass to go deep in depth. And even though this video is long and I may have to break it up a bit, trust and believe, I'm still only touching the surface. Egbe is so deep in depth, complex, such a complex topic. So when I do the master class, I'm going to go in with it. Everybody know that I go in with it. And everyone who has taken the Oshun master class, it has really been an eye opener to see Oshun in a deeper, greater perspective, a different perspective, bringing things to light that most people do not know or unaware of. I'm going to do the same thing with my Egbe masterclass. So join the community, academyorisa.com. Take my Oshun masterclass and get ready for the Egbe masterclass. So to conclude the video, last but most certainly not least, you have heard, you have learned what are Egbe, what is Egbe Orun. I have spoken on how to know if you are Omo Elegbe. I have talked about the different signs, the different characteristics, attributes of Omo Elegbe. I have talked about the different types of the different types of Egbe Orun. Now I've talked about what can happen when you don't acknowledge your Egbe Orun. what are not Egbe Orun. Now let's get into what is the solution. So now you feel like you may be Egbe, Omo Elegbe, and you are strongly connected to your Egbe Orun. You're experiencing some of the challenges and problems in your life, problems in your relationships, problems conceiving, losing things, these having your spiritual husbands and wives having sex with you in your dreams. You have experienced these supernatural things around you, people following you, and the pressure and the discord and the things going array in your life. What is the solution? So once you feel that you're Omo Elegbe, number one, you want to consult Ifa to confirm if you are Omo Elegbe or not, which I can do for you. Or you go to any reputable Babalawo or Ianifa to consult to confirm if you are Omo Elegbe. So all of your suspicions, it comes back, yes, you are Omo Elegbe. Now what is next? What can be done? The next thing is if you're Omo Elegbe, it's important for you to appease your Egbe regularly. Depending on what Egbe group you are a part of determines what your Egbe like. It's not all Egbe who receive the same thing. That's another thing people think they can do. Oh, I feel like I'm Omo Elegbe. Let me just appease myself. No, it's only certain offerings. So certain groups like certain things. So you go to Babalawo, Ianifa. Once you have confirmed you are Omo Elegbe, you want to appease your Egbe regularly so that you can stay in harmony with the spirit energies of your Egbe, so that they work with you and not against you. If you are doing the offerings regularly, when you start to do your Egbe offerings regularly, if your specific situation is surrounding your relationships, your marriages, these sexual encounters, some people think it is a succubus or some type of sex spirit. Sometimes it's your Egbe husband or Egbe wife. That's why we got to know our indigenous, like I always say, we got to get into it. So if the offerings that you're doing is not enough, sometimes it's also needed for you to acquire a shrine. A shrine. I'll see if I can link a picture of the Egbe, what Egbe shrine looks like. But again, depending on a group that you come from, there are different types of Egbe shrines that you need. So acquire the shrine inside of your house to bring your Egbe closer and to appease them yourself on your own more regularly. If you still find that you have challenges in your relationship in your life, sometimes actual rituals need to be carried out, where you may have to travel to Yoruba land, find your local Egbe priest, which most people don't know. I'm also an Egbe priestess. I'm initiated into Ifa. I'm in Ianifa. I'm an Oshun priestess. I'm initiated into Obatella, Oshun, and Egbe. So you may need to go to your local Egbe priest and go to a body of water, preferably an ocean, alternatively a river. Take a specific offering that is needed. Maybe you have to do a big ritual where we take a calabash and put particular items inside the calabash, the big pot. And is a whole ritual that goes with that. So you have to, on a grand way, appease your Egbe at a body of water. Sometimes that's needed to bring about peace and resolve and balance and harmony with your Egbe husband, Egbe wife, or your Egbe group, your Egbe Orun. Lastly, again, but not least, there's so many different spiritual things that can be done. If your spiritual husband or spiritual wife, no matter what offerings you give, no matter that you got the shrine, no matter you went to the river, you gave the big offering, the grand offering, you took it there, you've done all that you can do, and you still Like your Egbe husband, your Egbe wife still won't back off. They don't want you to be with nobody. They like, you mine. Huh. Ain't nobody touching you. Ain't nobody gonna be with you. You mine. I'm gonna get you in. I'm gonna be the one to please you at night. I'm coming in your dreams. I'm your husband. I'm your wife. Then that means, or if you're like that woman, everybody that you date dies or transitions or gets sick or something happens to them, then you may have to divine to say, is it that I need to separate from my spiritual husband or spiritual wife? So that is another ritual that is carried out so that you can separate from your spiritual husband or spiritual wife. Now, that doesn't mean that, it just means like in the physical form, that bond, that strong hold and connection needs to be broken because it's too much. And then when you go back to being in your celestial body, then you can go back to have that connection to your Egbe husband or Egbe wife. But as you are in the physical form now, you may need to separate so that you can have love, so that you can have a physical husband or a physical wife. So these are some of the solutions that you can do, if you feel like you are Omo Elegbe, when you confirm that you're Omo Elegbe, so that you can have peace, support, camaraderie, success, your Egbe. And when you're on board with your Egbe, let me tell you, let me say this, then I'm done with this lesson. When your Egbe got your back, when you are in alignment with your Egbe, in harmony with your Egbe, working with your Egbe, appeasing your Egbe, venerating your Egbe in the right way, let me tell you, they are like the best friends you never had. They are like your rollies, truly your comrades. Those spirit energies, your Egbe Orun are so loyal. They have my Egbe Orun have saved me from people who didn't mean me well, who meant me harm. They have saved me from enemies posing as friends, frenemies. They have helped me get out of bad relationships. My Egbe husband has shown me that the men I chose at certain times were not up to par. They were not worthy of his Egbe wife. Got their butts on up out of here. They will fight for you. Moreover, they bring your support on earth to you. So when I need help, whenever I felt lonely, just like my imaginary friend, Michael, whenever I feel like I don't have support, because on this pilgrim journey, especially as a leader, especially as the chosen one, especially when you are the only one in your family to break something, to break generational curses, to start anew, you can be lonely. So my Egbe comes around to send people. And those people are sometimes my Egbe in human form, living life. You ever see somebody as you walking down the road or in the store, in the market, and you're like, dang, I know you from somewhere. But I know we don't know, but you just look like somebody. I just feel like I know you, or you miss somebody and you feel like you know them forever. It's because they're your Egbe in physical form. Yes, they can show up in physical form in your life. And when you appease them, they come through and they show up for you in the physical to support you in your goals, your dreams, your ambitions. So they can show up in a hospital when you need a nurse, when you need a doctor, whenever you need support and camaraderie, togetherness, and you are seeking to achieve success. I know I've said a lot of things that may make people alarmed about Egbe Orun, but let me tell you, don't get it twisted. In my Baltimore slang, I roll with my Egbe heavy. I'm so thankful for my Egbe Orun. And you can get to that point as well, by following one of the solutions that I mentioned. So I trust and will into existence that this video has been helpful to you in some way. If you feel like you're Omo Elegbe and you need some help, again, you can connect to me, Ifaremi.com. My website, Ifaremi Olosun @gmail.com. Reach out to me we can get you started with being in harmony with your Egbe Orun. And I'm here for you. As always, I'm so happy to have had the time, the space, the energy, and all of that to do a video for you. Continue to bear with me. I'm one woman wearing many different hats, but I love my YouTube community. And as always, my love to you, my honeybees. Infinite blessings until we exchange again. Odabo.